about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Hi, y'all. Welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Monday morning again. Gas prices going up. You hear about that? I think it was at $5 or real close to $5 here in LA in some of the areas here. What a mess. You can get involved by calling 888-77-53773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. And if you're out and about anywhere in the whole wide world, anywhere, you can, if you land up at the beach, if you're homeless, because you definitely have an Obama phone if you're homeless, you don't have to pay for it, or you're illegal aliens swimming across the border, and you have an Obama phone, land up at a beach in paradise, you can listen to the show on your iPhone or your iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. That's 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us on JLP Talk on Twitter and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Hit the like button, ring the bell, subscribe. Y'all know what to do, and thank you in advance. So we're not on Stream Labs anymore. We've been banned from there. And so now you have to do your super chats to donate and have your comments read out loud. You can go to jesseleepeterson.live. No. It's Streamlabs. Oh, it's... no, that's Streamlabs. He's yelling at me. The white man. He rolling, he bucking his eyes and yelling, no. So they should have taken it off there.
Right, because it's Streamlabs.
So don't go to jesseleepeterson.live, but go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk and or Cash App.bondjlp. Cash App. Oh, cash.app/bondjlp. Cash.app/bondjlp. What the? And I'm being told that Rumble does super chats as well. Rumble. You got to know how to Rumble and Odyssey. So one monkey don't stop no show. One monkey. If you you were not there at the fellowship yesterday, or you did not have a chance to catch it live at rebuildingtheman.com/church, you owe it to yourself. You will not be disappointed, especially if you're wanting to overcome, wanting to wake up. You will not be disappointed yesterday fellowship. It was amazing. It really, really was. And we dealt with last week, biblical question. Do you see what you do to yourself or I'm waiting. I am waiting for the world to change. Do you see what you do to yourself, or do you only see what others do to you? We dealt with that yesterday. Do you see what you do to yourself, or do you see what others do to you? Or did you respond to that, Hassan?
Oh, I have not.
Did you hear the meeting yesterday?
I did, but not most of it. I didn't hear in regards to covering that, but I heard you speaking about how we're so cruel to ourselves.
Do you see what you do to yourself?
Oh, I do.
Why are you so cruel to yourself?
It's a good question. I don't have a good answer.
Human beings are absolutely cruel to themselves. They have no mercy on themselves at all. And as a result, they have no mercy on their fellow man. They have none. And this is all human beings until you wake up. And only a few will wake up. Only a few. But human beings treat themselves with no mercy. Anyone that has doubt and fear, anger, revenge, jealousy, envy, and strife, and gossip, and loneliness, and happiness, and then loneliness, and then happiness, and then loneliness, worry, suicidal thoughts, all those things, is treating themselves with no mercy. They have no mercy on themselves. They are cruel people, and that's why you must be careful around them. You must be careful around them because they have anger, and because they're treating themselves that way within, they will treat you that way. If you're a blood family member, it doesn't even matter. It could be your mama and sometimes daddy, not a lot, but sometimes daddies with the mama spirit. But they'll be cruel to you. Look how mothers treat the man's children. Cruelty. Because that's how she is within herself. Why don't you cool out and have mercy on yourself? Why not? Just let me know why not cool out and have mercy on yourself, and then you have mercy for others. Because what you do to yourself, you do it. What you do to others, you're doing it to yourself. But you're deceiving, thinking that you're hurting someone else. You're really hurting yourself. Amazing, huh? Anyone who think that they can go and feed the hunger and then minister to them after they feed them is a cruel person. That person is cruel to him or herself. They're a cruel person. And then they say, I fed the hungry today. And they feel good. Cruel person. Evil. This is so why it's important that you need to get to know what's going on with you. It's a long journey, and it's one that only the strong survive. It's only a handful will see it all the way through because it's a heavy journey. It's a commitment. It's an all in or not. Either you're all in and know yourself or you're not. You can't be halfway. 99 and a half won't do. You got to do 100. It's amazing, too. It really is amazing. And most people are not going to take that journey. They'd rather be cruel to themselves and others than to discover the kingdom of heaven on earth, within on earth. Isn't that amazing? The battle is a spiritual battle. It's a warfare between good and evil. It is not physical at all. And anyone tell you that it's physical is lying to you. They're blind and cannot see. They're blind and cannot see. But it's up to you. And the interesting thing about this journey, this trip, you can't take anyone along with you. That's what's so amazing about it. You cannot take anyone. You can't take your daddy, your mama, your brother, your sister, your own children, your cousin, your co-worker, your friends, your wife, your husband. You can't take anyone on this journey with you. You must stand alone. You must stand alone. If you plan to take this journey, you must be willing to go along. This is one trip you cannot take with the crowd. Isn't that amazing? You can't take this trip with anyone. And the sad thing about this is that most people are unwilling to stand alone. They must get a false identity from a group. They join group, they build armies. But you must stand alone if you want to take this journey. It is an amazing journey once you stay with it too. It put a smile on your heart. It's worth it if you're willing to take it. I happened to see this, I guess I saw it over the weekend, this debate between, it was a debate between Jordan Peterson and another white guy who was some type of into the media in some kind of way. I didn't know who he was. And then this black guy, Micah Eric Dyson, and some woman. So Micah Eric Dyson and some woman was debating Jordan Peterson and another guy. And I have to tell you, Micah Eric Dyson is a black radical who is a deceiver in that he tried to make the blacks feel that they can't make it because of white people and because of slavery or whatever. And so when Micah, and I've debated him a few times, and when he speaks really fast, and he used what they call big words. And while using those big words and carrying on, he'll throw in an emotional gesture like racism or like slavery or something, and it'll make you feel a certain way if you're not aware, right? But in reality, he speaks loud and use big words and say nothing. Nobody understands what he's saying, but he feels good. But he was debating Jordan Peterson, and Jordan Peterson brought Mike Eric Dyson home and put him in the washer and washed him out. Jordan Peterson, I applaud you. That was one of the best debates I've ever seen. And I've seen many and participated in many. But Jordan Peterson laid it out. He didn't fall for the trick from Micah Eric Dyson. He made Micah Eric Dyson look like an idiot. It looked like the deceiver that he was and is. Jordan Peterson debate. Have you seen that?
I don't think so. No, I've seen different debates with both of them, but I don't know if I've ever seen them debate.
What was that, James? You told me what it was. Hake told me it was out a long time ago. I guess it was a year ago, and Hake doesn't know what it was either. But it was some type of big debate, audience and everything, and it was mind blowing. Mind-blowing a few years ago. Jordan Peterson was not intimidated by the name-calling. He was not intimidated by the false accusations. He was not, he dealt with it, calmly dealt with it. And if we can find 10 more white men to deal with the blacks in that way, not all blacks are like that, but most. If we can find 10 more white men to deal with the blacks like that in a calm way and just deal with it, America will have an amazing comeback. It will. Even though George is a Canadian, I believe. I've interviewed him before, but he dealt with it. He dealt with Micah Eric Dyson like I've never seen before from a white man. He was not afraid. He did not, Jordan Peterson, did not overreact to anything that Michael Dyson was saying. It was deep. If you can find it, check it out. It was amazing. Brand new biblical question. Brand new. You can podcast yesterday service by going to rebuildingtheman.com/church. rebuildingtheman.com/church. It was amazing. And I want to show you, I don't know if we got to this on Friday or not, I forgot. I think we did, but I need to bring it home again. I want to show you when I say that human beings are cruel to themselves, and as a result, they are cruel to others. And I have a couple examples of that here. And again, we mentioned this on Friday about the talk. Now you hear most of the blacks, not all, but most, running around blaming white people, blaming slavery. If you notice, when they talk about slavery, they don't talk about the good things that came out of slavery, the good things that happened as a result of slavery, right? They don't talk about that at all. It's just they give you this false picture of all bad. All bad. Nothing good came from it. These are race hustlers. They want to keep the blacks angry and acting out. But I want to show you cruel people, cruel, evil people doing cruel, evil things to others. And we mentioned this on Friday. And you know how the blacks want to blame the white people and blame police, so-called police brutality. They blame everybody but themselves. They are cruel, evil people. And what they're doing to themselves, they do it even to their own children. They set their children up and then blame somebody else for the outcome. I want you to watch these. I guess they're parents to these children, but evil adults. I don't know if they're all parents or not. Setting up young black children for failure in life, to be miserable, to be victims, to blame others in life, because that's what they are, and they're doing that to the children, their own children, and then they blame it on the white man or they blame it on the police. This is what evil look like, and it starts in the home. Your trauma starts in the home. Really, very, very, almost non-existent does it start outside the home first. It starts in the home. I want to show you evil adult parents, I guess they're parents, but whatever, they're pretending to be parents, doing what they call the talk. This is evil, and the parents are to blame. This is from Wikipedia. Have you heard about the talk? Have you had the talk yet? You don't want it. The talk is a conversation black parents feel compelled to have with their children about the dangers that they face during, the danger they face due to racism from law enforcement. Watch this from the cut.
We actually have a line that we do at our house. We practice this thing. What is it?
I'm Ariel Sky Williams. I'm 8 years old. I'm unarmed and I have nothing that will hurt you.
It's just kind of a thing we practice at our house.
For some reason,
That's an
people of
evil
color
man.
have always been a target by the police.
Another
Before they
evil
became
man.
a policeman, they were a
Evil
person.
woman.
And that person took all their ideas and all their thoughts and all their prejudice into their job.
Why would a police officer assume that you did something bad?
Maybe because of my skin color.
I remember being put in handcuffs for something that had nothing to do with me. I was literally walking in the mall. Cops slammed me on the ground, busted my lip, chipped my tooth. That actually made me really mad. I got tased that time. That time they tased me because they said I wasn't complying.
Ariel, are you okay?
What's wrong, baby?
You have to be careful when you're out there in this world because this world's not going to always be honest or fair to you. I know, Sean, you got a little bit lighter than the rest of them, so it's a possibility you won't get stopped.
If at all possible, turn your phone on.
And call someone and put it on speaker.
But whatever you're doing, I want you to say what you're doing before you do it.
You don't write any statements.
Well, you have to write a statement.
You don't have to write anything. You're a minor. I'm responsible for you. No one can tell you anything else.
If it tells you to be quiet, be quiet. Do everything that you can to get back to me.
Now you see why most blacks, not all, would never make it in life. They will always be victims. They're evil. Those are evil parents. Those are evil parents traumatizing innocent children, setting them up to have horrible lives by blaming others. And they're going to blame it on the white man. They're going to blame it on the police. Because now that those children have been brainwashed and hearts been changed from love to hate, when they do run into a cop, what do you think is going to happen? Their parents have already set them up to end up in a bad situation. And then they'll blame the cop. They'll blame the cop. This is a spiritual battle. And this is spiritual, what they're doing to those kids. Think about that. Can you imagine sitting down with your child who is just discovering life and taking away their innocence of the discovery of life and corrupting it with darkness? Darkness begat darkness. And they blame it on the white man. And they blame it on slavery. They're going to say, oh, those kids act that way because of slavery. They're not going to tell you because their parents set them up. Destroyed their thinking, their mind from light to darkness, as the parents are. If you want to know what the parents look like and what they're doing, look at the children. The children are a mirror image of the parents. And the cycle repeats itself, except for those who decide to pull away from the crowd and get to know themselves, think and know for themselves. White people, there's no reason for you to be afraid. There's no reason for you to go along with the lie that is racism, that is slavery, it's Jim Crow, that is systemic racism, white privilege. There's no reason for you to go along with it. This is what's happening. This is just a small example of what's happening in the homes. It's in the homes. And white people ain't got nothing to do with it. Don't have anything to do with it. It starts in the home. The parents are to blame. And then as adults, the adult children are to blame because they don't overcome. You can overcome anything. There's not a reason to suffer in life unless you just love suffering. And most people do. Most people love their hell. That's why they try to inflict their hell on others so they can get a false sense of life, of the hell that they're living in. That's what these parents are doing. They love their hell and they're passing it on to the children. They are worshiping the devil, worshiping evil. Here's another example of that. It all starts in the home. It has nothing to do with it. And the reason I know that, because I can see, number one, and then secondly, when we were growing up, parents had never sat down and had some stupid talk and brainwash the children like that. In the good old days, that didn't happen. This is evil, folks. And what I'm about to show you now, you may think this is South Africa. and it is in reality, but it happened to be in the United States. This is from the Daily Mail. A huge crowd stormed a convenience store on Sunday and wreaked havoc with some looting items and other vandalizing it. Mayor Brandon Johnson disagreed with a reporter use of the phrase mob action to describe the behavior of the group, although it is a legal term, mob action, right? He's like, no, don't call the blacks mob. Don't say it was a mob. These nice little black children. It's slavery. He didn't say slavery, I don't think, but they blame it on somebody else. Watch this from CBS.
This was the scene near Roosevelt and Canal Sunday night. Groups looted a convenience store. More than 36 teenagers were arrested, along with a 12-year-old and at least one 20-year-old. Store owners say it was the second such incident in that area in just the past few weeks. And today, Mayor Johnson commended Chicago police for the way they handled it.
To the best of their ability, I believe that they attempted to engage with our young people, with community partners, giving as much warning as they possibly could.
Trends you're seeing?
Oh, you're not aware of some of these large gatherings?
You're talking about the mob actions?
No, that's not appropriate. We're not talking about mob actions. I didn't say that.
What happened?
Okay, hold on a second, okay? Respectfully, these large gatherings, just hold on a second, y'all. It's important that we speak of these dynamics in an appropriate way. This is not to obfuscate what is actually taking place, but we have to be very careful when we use language to describe certain behavior. There's history in this city. I mean, to refer to children as like baby Al Capones is not appropriate.
Amazing, huh? And you want these people to run your country. I've told you once, I've told you twice, I've told you over 1,000 times, you don't want blacks in charge of your country. Look at South Africa and look at every city where blacks are running, what's going on. That was a mob action. It wasn't an event. It wasn't a gathering. Oh, what'd you do today? I went to a gathering. Really? What kind of gathering? Oh, we looted, we vandalized, we broke in, we fought. Oh, that's so nice, child. And you put the blacks in charge of your country. You better be trying to talk to the folks in South Africa. Back in a moment. 888-77-JESSE. Back in a moment. I have books that are amazing. I highly recommend you get them. 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. Even if you're not starting a business, but you have a job, or you're on welfare, it can help you if you do. Be doers of the word, all right? From rage to responsibility. From rage. That's what I write about in the first chapter, especially how I overcame. Scam. How the black leadership exploits black Americans. They are using them. The blacks are too willing to be used. And then my last book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. They are all amazing books, and they are helpful. Go to rebuildingtheman.com if you want an autographed copy, or call 800-411-2663. Okay, welcome back. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. I wish you would wake up, but it's up to you. It's really up to you. And what I want to do before we get to your phone calls and super chats, you saw what happened there in Chicago, and Mayor Brandon said, no, it's not. We must be careful what we say about the children. Some bad children, right? Bad parents. Don't call it a mob action. It was a gathering. Oh, yeah, what y'all do at the gathering? Oh, we just did a little bit of vandalizing. We just did a little bit of looting at the gathering. Fought with the police at the gathering. Oh, yeah, I'm so proud. And the blacks call that black excellence. That's not a mob gathering. That's not mob action. That's black excellence. And you see white people, the blacks are doing it to themselves. It's not you. And you're dumb for going along with it and thinking that it's slavery and agreeing with it. This stuff starts in the homes, and it's encouraged by the so-called black leadership and the liberal white ones. And now some of the right-o Republicans, to be honest with you. Look at Tim Scott. Tim Scott don't want you to say, and he a right-o Republican, and he black. He doesn't want you to say that something good came out of slavery. What the? You're on your own, folks. And that's okay to be on your own. Want to be on your own, then you shall be free. Don't call that a mob action. A so-called mayor of the city. And it's being reported that that guy is worse than that female that they voted out or whatever. Same thing. Lightfoot. Lord Lightfoot, whatever her name was. With the fro. And they blame racism. White people, what will it take for you to be like a Jordan Peterson kind of a guy and not overreact, but deal with it? What will it take? This coming out of the home. Everyone who's born of the woman must be born of the father if you want to be free. Now, if you don't want to be free within, you love your hell, you love your misery, you love your hate, you love your jealousy, you love your strife, you love being cruel to yourself, then stay in your hell, stay of the flesh. It's up to you. It's been done, and it's up to you to accept it. If not, you can stay right where you are, look out your window, and judge yourself and others, and be miserable. Another example of black excellence or mob action of hatred, failure of parents, had nothing to do with slavery. It's amazing to see the blacks gone wild because of the hatred of their hearts. They have no love. They got no love from their parents, daddy or mama, and they get no love from the world. I want to show you another that starts in the home first and now is called Black Excellence. This is from ABC. A crowd of thousands packed Manhattan Union Square for Cenat hyped giveaway that quickly got out of hand Friday afternoon. Watch this compilation.
Charges have been filed against the social media influencer whose video game giveaway prompted mayhem in New York City. Cenat is accused of inciting a riot during the unpermitted event.
Cenat told more than 6 million followers he was giving $400 PlayStations away for free. But it went awry, ending with injuries, property damage, dozens of arrests, and criminal charges for the popular social media influencer.
We're not going to do nothing until it's safe.
That moment never came for popular live streamer Cenat. His unsanctioned video game console giveaway in New York's Union Square drew a crowd of thousands and spiraled into mayhem.
The influencer is charged. He's going to be charged with multiple counts, at least 2 counts of inciting a riot, unlawful assembly, and a few other charges.
Fans surged Cenat's vehicle when he arrived at the park.
Once the people for the giveaway started coming out, that's when things started to get out of control.
Police say some in the crowd started throwing supplies from a nearby construction site, lit fireworks, and scaled street poles as 1,000 officers tried to control the chaos.
Black excellence. That's not South Africa. That's South New York, United States. And you want those people to run your country. And you're sitting back and just watching it happen. And you see that these people don't care about anything or anyone. That's black excellence at work. I've been saying for 30-something years now, you don't want blacks in charge of your city, your state, your country, your town, your business, your schools. This is what you're going to always get. It's not going to be anything but that. It's not going to get better. They do not improve upon things. They only destroy the good that's there. Look what happens when they move into the white community. They go to hell in a handbasket. And then they want to say, well, white people are running, white flight. What do you expect them to do? They're on the run. They don't want to stay there in your mess. But they're going to follow you wherever you go because that's what evil does. No, you can't hide from evil. You have to overcome evil. That's awful. That's evil. But that's what it is. And you put these people in charge of your cities or state. You vote for them feeling good. Remember how you voted for the fallen Messiah, Barack Obama? And look what you got. It hadn't gotten better. Nothing in the country had gotten better. Zero. And Obama sit back, he loved it. Because it's destruction. And they blame it on the white man. In some countries, some parts of the world, they chant, kill the Boer, kill the white man. But that was in New York. Just to remind you, in case you forgot, according to New York One, Eric Adams won the race for mayor in a landslide with 79% of the vote in Manhattan. Think about that. 79% of the votes went to a black mayor, a black male in New York, and this is what you're getting. And some people thought, oh, it's going to be really fine. He was police. Remember what he said about the white cops? And yet you voted for him. It ain't going to get better. Now, you can bury your head in the sand and pretend that it will, but it ain't. There's nothing to make it better. The white people are running away from the darkness. You can't run away from the darkness. You have to overcome the darkness within yourself, and then outside of yourself, inside of others. We're dealing with evil, folks. We're dealing with evil. That wasn't South Africa. But I'm about to show you something that looked like it was in South Africa to me. It looked the same. Blacks doing the same thing everywhere. These are like supposed to be human beings. And get ready because it's going to get worse. They're coming across the borders now from everywhere. And they bring their S-hole ideas from their S-hole countries into our country. And you think this is bad, and it is, it's going to only get worse. I just showed you what happened there in New York, Chicago, and you thought it was South Africa. You might think this is America. This is from Forbes. No, Forbes. A chant of a song called Kill the Boer at a political rally in South Africa in South Africa sparked pushback in both South Africa and the United States. Watch this from X.
Alliance shoot to kill Hamza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa.
You must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act.
Amazing. White people, they're talking about killing you out loud. And it looked like with thousands of people there dancing because black people love to dance. They know how to dance. They may not know how to make things better, but they know how to sing and dance. Can you imagine that if that was a stadium full of white people dancing and chanting, kill the blacks, and giving a talk about killing the black farmer? That wasn't in America. That was South Africa, but yeah, it's in America too. It happened in the white countries. Black people are jealous of white people. Look at the black women. They're jealous of the white women's hair. That's why they wear that mess that's not even real on their heads. Dry. They're jealous of the white woman. And jealousy is dangerous. Jealousy is evil. It ain't going to get better, folks, until you say no. Just think about that. I mean, just smoke on it. What would be happening if those people were white and chanting "Kill the black farmers"? How come it's good for the goose but not the gander? Why are you letting black people just destroy you like this? Your country and everything. You founded and created the greatest country. They came from S-hole countries to destroy your country, and you invited them in. That was in South Africa, but it's also in New York, America, Chicago, America, Gary, Indiana, America, Los Angeles, America. And don't worry, real estate, they're coming to you too, because you ran and created the real estate At one time, California was a red state. What makes you think they're not coming and turning your red state into a black state? They know you're on the run. And the people in South Africa, the white people, they gave up. And they went and said, okay, we're going out to the farmland. We're going to let you guys have it. We're just going to go out and plant some peanuts and corn, sweet potatoes and okras and greens. And y'all have that, and we'll go and do our thing. And guess what happened? They followed them out to the farmland, killed them out in the farmland. You don't see that that's evil? That has nothing to do with slavery or apartheid or anything else. It's a hatred of the heart. When mothers take the man's children away from him and they go to court and they give false tears and they lie and they take the man's money and they destroy the children because they want to hurt the father, that's evil. It's not about caring about the children. It's not about trying to protect the children. It's about evil. Same thing. That's what the blacks are doing to the whites. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, but everywhere to overcome. You got thousands of black people chanting, kill the whites. And then when they kill the whites, they're going to turn on each other and kill each other. That's what groupies do. That's what evil does. Evil there's no love and anger. And so it'll destroy everything around it, everyone. As a matter of fact, the blacks. They're already killing one another like 90 going north. So it's already happening. That's what evil does. It's being reported that murder rate nationwide is as high as any of our worst cities in the United States. The latest numbers, according to the Hake report, in South Africa. White folks, I'm warning you. Well, you already know, but it ain't going to get better. You can agree with these people because you're agreeing with a lie, or you can say no. Don't be afraid and just say no. And they'll just kill one another, but at least they won't be in your area. So they were chanting, kill the white people, white farmer there in South Africa. Forbes is reporting that Elon Musk on Friday posted a screenshot of a New York Times article that cited historians who argue the song is not meant to be taken literally. Oh, yeah? So they didn't mean it. They don't really mean to go kill the white man. If white people chanting in the numbers like that, go kill the black farmer, would they mean it literally? Or would they just be joking? Watch this photo from X.
Elon Musk X's. The New York Times actually has the nerve to support calls for genocide. If ever there was a time to cancel that publication, it is now. You can read their articles for free anyway using removepaywall.com.
Amazing, huh?
And the New York Times article that he reposted, it says, "Kill the Boer. Song fuels backlash in South Africa and U.S. Right-wing commentators claim that an old anti-apartheid chant is a call to anti-white violence. But historians and the left-wing politician who embrace it say it should not be taken literally."
Okay, so next time the white man chanted, they didn't really mean it. They just playing. Amazing. South Africa was the highest top 10. South Africa was the top 10 highest murder rates at 35.7% per 100,000 in the world in 2017, per worldpopulationreview.com. Remember that guy, Jason Aldean? People got upset because he made this song, Don't Bring It Over Here. Jason Aldean isn't allowed to make a song called Try That in a Small Town. Oh, but you can kill the bull. So don't take Jason literally. He's just playing. He white. What a mess. Good for Elon Musk. Citizen.co.za and News 24. 4 suspects have been arrested after the wife of a 79-year-old Theo Becker, a Mpumalanga farmer, was able to identify the teen who slashed her husband's throat after beating him with an iron bar on Sunday morning. There has been a county-wide spike in farm murders over the last month. And at one period, there has been 8 murders in 5 days. Oh, but don't take it literally. In South Africa, they're killing the farmers, according to this report. What do they want? Kill the farmers. A quick break. 2 more hours ago. When I come back, your phone calls and super chat. It's a spiritual battle, folks. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
Hey. Oops. Oh, what a mess going on in the world, am I right? For the whites and Hispanics working outside, it's extreme weather. But the blacks love it. They can handle it. Trump trial. There's a persecution of our greatest president ongoing. And Women's World Cup didn't go so well for the women, I guess. This is the end of hour 1 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Monday. Everybody loves Mondays. August 7th, 2023 AD. Stay tuned for hour 2. Jesse Lee will be right back to your calls. There is one line open. And the super chats. Lots of super chats to get to. And more great stories and monologues. But first, Hake news, not fake news. Commie Nonsense Network CNN reports picking the right outfit to keep you cool as temperatures soar isn't as easy as it seems, says Commie Nonsense Network, CNN. Lighter colored clothes with breathable fabrics are usually better for hot weather than dark clothing. With one exception, darker clothes with a dense, tight construction do a better job of protecting the skin from dangerous UV ultraviolet rays that cause sunburn. You can get sunburn through your clothes. Did you know? And extreme weather. More than 120 million people in the eastern United States are at risk of severe thunderstorms today. Wow. Even while heat waves in the south are continuing their record streaks. The worst of the storms are expected to impact a zone stretching from northern Alabama to southern PA, Pennsylvania, and even New Jersey, including Philly, Baltimore, Charlotte, North Carolina, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, and Raleigh. God's judgment? I'm kidding. The area is under enhanced risk level 3 out of 5 for several severe storms, forecasters said. Meanwhile, excessive heat warnings remain in effect for the foreseeable future across the southern part of our country. From southeast California into Florida, the National Weather Service said. And in Phoenix, Arizona, officials are trying a unique approach to reduce the temperature of pavement using a form of sunscreen, but for roads. People are falling down and getting burned just by the pavement. Whew. And our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, is facing charges in Washington, D.C., the swamp itself, for allegedly conspiring to overturn the results of the 2020 election, which was on the up and up, most secure in history, per CISA. He claimed on Sunday he wouldn't receive a fair trial in the nation's capital as he continues to rail against his latest indictment. No way I can get a fair trial or even close to a fair trial in Washington, D.C. Many reasons for this, but just one is that I'm calling for a federal takeover of this filthy and crime-ridden embarrassment to our nation, Trump stated in a Truth Social post. truthsocial.com/@RealDonaldTrump, I believe, right? If he were to ask in court to move his federal criminal case out of Washington, D.C., our greatest president would join 36 January 6, 2021 riot defendants who have asked to move their cases out of D.C. No judges, even those who appointed by Trump, have ever agreed. But I think that I heard the West Virginia AG agrees with him. I don't know. Women's World Cup. Boring. Let's hear what I have. Coming on Sense Network, CNN says the U.S. was knocked out of the Women's World Cup on Sunday after losing a dramatic penalty shootout against Sweden. The two-time reigning champions were defeated in the round of 16, marking the earliest exit ever for the United States at the tournament. Photos showed the so-called American players in utter heartbreak as U.S. goalkeeper Alyssa Nair thought she had saved Sweden's final penalty kick, but video replays show the ball had narrowly crept over the line. We just lost the World Cup by a millimeter, Nair told Fox Sports after the team's three-peat dream came to an end. It was also likely the last World Cup appearance for American legend Megan Rapinoe. That's that short-haired lesbian one with the colored hair. Purportedly white, not a normal white in my mind. She announced she would be retiring from the sport later this year. I've loved playing for this team and playing for this country, Rapinoe said after the match. That's Megan Rapinoe. It's been an honor. Well, isn't that nice? I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
Stand up strong, think the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way, I know we can find a way, I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. Brand new biblical question for this week. And if you didn't catch the response to last week's biblical question, you can podcast yesterday's fellowship at rebuildingtheman.com/ /church, all right, for a response to that. But brand new biblical question. Do you value your feelings? Do you value your feelings? Do you value them? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And don't forget to, if you're out and about, stuck in the airport, wherever, anywhere in the world, at the beach, or it doesn't matter, you can listen to the show and then podcast the show as well. But you can listen on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. That's 641-793-1500 on TalkStream Live. And don't forget to follow us, JLP Talk on Twitter and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Subscribe, ring the bell, and blah, blah, blah. And all that good stuff. Follow. Y'all know what to do, right? Yes. Nicholas is out of Texas. Nicholas, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Jesse, how you doing?
All is well, sir.
All is well with me. Hey, I just wanted to say, I'm calling just because I wanted to tell you what happened to me, and I wanted to tell the viewers as well. And everything you're saying is true, man. And I'm in your family. Not too long ago, you said, you know, the people that have entered the kingdom are your family. Nobody else is your family. Remember when you were talking about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those who've been truly born of the Father.
That's right. Those that have gone through hell and back, because that's pretty much what you have to do. Those people are your family, and that resonated with me. I'm here to tell you that it's just good to talk with you. It's good to be in your family, and I love you, Jesse.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Nicholas. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. It only gets better.
It only gets better.
Yeah.
You're right.
Amazing. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. 888-775-3773. Only the ones who are truly returned to the Father are brothers and sisters. Not the ones that read the Bible, not the one who can holler, not the one who blah, blah, blah. It's those who have been born again of the heart. Thank you, Nick, and that's deep. Super chat. There's one line.
Super chats.
One line open at 888-775-3773. 888-77 Jesse. Amazing.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, Super Chatters.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Hi, y'all. So you saw the movie.
Unbelievable.
And what was the name? Priest?
Show
Pope's Exorcist.
Show yourself.
Show yourself to be proven.
Okay.
Pope's Exorcist. Unbelievable recommendation.
It was amazing, huh?
And I'm going to be honest with you. I was a little on the fence because I wasn't a huge fan of Revolver.
Right.
So I was like,
blasphemy.
well, let's see here. I was doubting Thomas. But mind-blowing. Incredible film.
I highly recommend that film, folks. Really. And as Hake spoke this morning, don't get this big old idea in your imagination because it's going to make it seem different the moment you build your mind up about it. How about just wait and see, but it's an amazing recommendation.
Yeah, I said that off before we went live on air.
Yeah.
I was talking about I know to not overhype it in my mind, no matter what JLP or Hassan says.
Right.
I'll keep a not low expectation, but no expectation.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is the first 5 minutes of the film, you're gonna be in it. It's an immediate reaction that you're gonna. It doesn't take long for you to,
right?
Either kind of see what's going on here.
Nice.
Now you see why it took me almost 4 hours to finish it.
Yeah.
I was on the flight, so I kept rewinding it. back. It was just, I couldn't believe it. And I had not heard of that movie before. It just said when I was on the flight, it was a long flight, right? And I was like scrolling through the folder there to find a good movie. Everything looked so boring to me. And I finally ran upon that. I'm like, oh, let me see what this is about. And it captivated me for 4 hours. The whole flight, I was just finishing as we were landing. When the movie itself is only about an hour or so.
Yeah, I think like maybe 2 hours.
Is it 2 hours?
I think, yeah, close to
Okay.
that.
But it's amazing.
Yeah, there's so many moments where you definitely want to rewind it because, yeah, the dialogue, whoever wrote it is definitely, has some understanding.
And it's about every human being on this side of heaven. Every human being who was born through the woman. Every human being is affected by that.
It's true.
Amazing, huh?
Really was.
So check it out. But as Hake said, don't get any thoughts about it. Because the revolver was amazing too. Why you didn't like the revolver?
I think I just didn't, I don't know.
Did you hype it had you hyped it in your mind?
No, I think I was like, okay, cool. This is, let's just go into it. And then the first time, I think, I don't know. Maybe I didn't finish it, and then I tried to pick it up, and then
Oh yeah, that
it was
happens.
it was just cursed from the beginning for me.
That's how Forrest Gump and others are for me.
What?
I've seen parts of them, and it's been, well, for me, those were so overhyped that it's just the moment's past.
It's amazing your mind can set you up like that. Huh?
Yeah. But when you've seen parts of something and you never really finished it and you weren't really paying attention, it seems boring, or it seems to lose its thing, its appeal.
Well, I think this one too is just because it's so much. Well, number one, Russell Crowe to me is like high level actor, so that has something to do with it. And I think the subject matter, the fact that it's so literal, like it's still dealing with spirits, but it's literally dealing with the church. And so I think the setting of this too was more just direct for me.
Right.
So it wasn't like hidden behind something else.
Like with the revolver, you really have to be conscious. You can't be tripping.
Exactly.
Are you biased at all against Jason Statham or Ray Liotta or Guy Ritchie?
No, I just don't think
Revolver?
that. I think that I think Russell Crowe is just superior.
Nah. You might be right.
Yeah. So.
You remember in the movie when it said?
Oh, he's spoiling it. I have to cover my ears.
I shouldn't say it.
No, I don't know.
No, I won't say it.
No.
Wait, this for
I'm
Revolver?
covering my ears, but I'm holding my headphones closer into my ears.
You about to say something from Revolver?
No, from the one you saw.
Oh, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I saw on the show, on the plane.
Yeah.
No, you can give it a little mild spoiler.
Let me hear it.
I haven't seen it.
You don't see what he wrote?
Oh, okay. Sean says the movie says, you want me to rate it?
Yeah.
All right, so blame Hake for the spoiler. Spoiler alert! Shout out. The movie says, when we jeer at the devil and tell ourselves that he does not exist, that is when he is happiest. It's the first quote in the movie.
It was deep.
Nice.
It was so deep.
Yep.
It was so deep. Anyway, Super Chat.
All right, over on...
Sean,
Super Chats.
Sean said he saw it too, my producer, and it was mind-blowing by it.
Oh, okay. Nice.
He saw it over the weekend, too.
Right on.
Amazing.
Now everybody...
The Anchor Baby didn't see it.
Nice. He's a slouch like Hake. Riley JM donated on Streamlabs, which is now down. There's no more Streamlabs. Riley JM gets last place. He's the final Super Chat.
He said, Anchor Baby said, LOL, the Slouch Love Company. Make us just feel better.
And I'm not reading them out loud, but we are saving them, and I'm passing these along, so FYI, okay?
Thank you. Yeah.
Riley JM says, if y'all haven't already, y'all should watch the movie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Riley JM. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I did pass that along, so fret not. Richard bought 2 coffees.
Buy me a coffee.
Buy Me a Coffee does work at this point. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Jesse, I never seem to be able to think of a natural question to ask you. I am keeping my mind with my body, doing the silent prayer, letting go and letting God, and that seems to work because my life is unfolding now before me. Thank you for all you do. Much love and well wishes to you and Hake and even Hassan, I guess. But now the dog, man, come on. What the? 2 S's in Hassan, Richard, but thank you for the coffees.
Ooh, let the dogs out. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Any response for your dissing your dog?
I got bigger fish to fry.
All right.
Did you hear me mention Hassan's dog yesterday? During church?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Sandy got the shout out.
Yeah. Shout out to Hassan's dog.
What a mess. Ever since I got Sandy, my life's just gone down the tubes.
That's why they gave it to you.
Elijah.
Need the Pope's exorcist.
Yeah.
Elijah with a diamond. Jason's nostrils is so big his brain fell out. I disavow this comment.
Who is Jason?
I don't know.
Oh.
Right.
Good.
Xander bought a coffee. He's now
Thank
a member.
you.
He's now a member. Yeah, thank you, Elijah. Xander is now a member of buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. That's a monthly supporter. Thank you.
Amazing.
Says thank you and God bless. Well, thank you, Xander.
Yeah.
A rumble rant over from the Fallen State.
You got to know how to rumble.
We stream out the Fallen State premiere on Rumble and other platforms. Cozy. Privileged White donated on Rumble. Jesse Lee Peterson Rumble.
Privileged White.
Because your, quote-unquote, history is in Africa. This is America. Teach American history.
Yeah.
This is a response to your Truth Conductor interview with that
yeah.
that older black man in D.C.
What a mess.
He did D.C. tours of black history. He doesn't want a job. He doesn't want a regular job and be a slave. He's 70-something years old, still thinking like that.
And he lived in some room now because he doesn't want to work a job because he doesn't want to be a slave.
He has all these ideas, and he even invented a dinner set, but he doesn't have money to put it.
And he's not going to get a job to get it done.
He's so out of it. A likable guy, though.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that interview.
The Fallen State last Friday. Check it out. thefallenstate.tv.
Ryan Phillips over on the Fallen State YouTube channel gifted 5 Fallen State memberships. Thank you, Ryan Phillips.
Thank you, Ryan.
CSS Element did the same, gifted 1 Fallen State memberships.
Thank you.
Spoiler alert on the Fallen State YouTube channel donated a super chat on YouTube stating, reminder that every town and city in the U.S. was built by white people.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. Amazing. Happy Men's History Month, by the way. August is Men's History Month.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Ivan Yoguez donated and became a member on the Bond YouTube channel, a Bond channel supporter. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Coffee Talk with Sandra. There's church super chats. Donated a diamond saying, Jesse looking sharp.
Amazing. My first day back on Sunday.
Indeed. Coldburger Art donated on Bond YouTube with a thumbs up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Man, I forget. How do you say this? Elise? Elise. He called in and explained it. Elise Aurelian. I got it, says Nick. Glad to have you back, JLP. Fire emoji. Loved the interview with John Zerka on the Fallen State. Right? That was the Fallen State.
Yeah.
He was funny. I was waiting for this. Christ is king, not God. LOL. Lots of laughs.
Amazing.
Wow, you made the lights blink. Thumping the table.
So thank you.
Have a blessed week.
Oh, thank you. You too.
or blessed?
We read at the end of the fellowship yesterday. We read John 17, 1 through 5.
No, it was 1 through 11.
Oh yeah, we read the whole thing there, 1 through 11, where it talks about Christ saying that who he really was, and praying to the Father, talking to his Father, and yet the people calling Jesus God. What the? Amazing. But thank you, Baba Thumper.
Mr. J donated and stated, Mr. Sandman and I just want to say welcome back, JLP. Although you were missed, I must say Joel, Doug, Hake, Hassa, he left out the N, maybe. Nick and Sean did so amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. Thank you. Amazing. It's nice to know I can leave and things still run smoothly, professionally. Thank you.
Mari Uvaldo donated as usual on Bond YouTube channel, stating, good morning, Jesse and crew. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend and happy Men's History Month, y'all. Amazing fellowship, Jesse. Love and appreciate you.
Thank you. I hope it was helpful. We got to turn men and women, boys and girls, back to the Father. Amazing. Thank you.
Ryan 8U and Joshua Boykin each donated with no message. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Piotr Robel donated and stated, thank you, Jesse, for the best fellowship on this side of heaven. Amazing to see you back. Wish you well.
Thank you. It was really amazing. You can podcast yesterday or any other fellowships at rebuildingtheman.com/church. rebuildingtheman.com/church. Thank you.
Stefan J. Davis donated a super sticker, a pear character bowing down and saying thank you.
Thank you. Amazing.
Greenwall with a diamond on D Live. A couple of diamonds, actually.
Did Hassan leave?
No, he's here.
Oh, I thought he left the studio.
He's with us in spirit.
Oh, really?
He noted a couple of diamonds Greenwald did.
He must be black.
Oh, yeah.
Hassan.
True. He's also white, though. But Greenwald stated...
He's white?
Yeah.
Have you ever dated
He's mostly
a white girl?
I'll say the fifth.
You asked him, have you ever dated a black girl or a white girl?
White girl.
Oh, okay.
You love white people?
I do.
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
I'm white, according to the FBI.
Nice. Well, don't let the blacks know it. They'll shot and kill the bull.
Boer.
Yes.
Boy.
Boer.
Boer.
Or,
go ahead.
Okay. Greenwald says, only complete human beings can contend with evil. Count it all joy when you fall into various trials, he says.
Count it all joy when you're feeling the pain. Tribulations, work is patience in your life. I've been tried by the fire.
That's nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
John Zimmer and J-Rock with a couple of
amazing
super chats.
You know, the Hake has a deep tan. He's like burnt everywhere.
Terrible.
Your skin
I don't even have a farmer's tan. I just have a farmer's burn.
Your skin
Terrible.
is almost as dark as mine now.
I know. I'm turning blacker. Terrible. Black on the inside and the outside.
Well, at least
black, dark, evil spirit on the inside. And that's the reason that I got that lack of awareness. That living in darkness is why I got burned.
Well, at least the black can't kill the Boer with you.
Right. Actually, a lot of those Boers probably have better tans because they're farmers sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, John Zimmerman.
But thank you.
John Zimmer and J-Rock donated a couple of generous donations as usual. Thank you, guys.
Amazing. Thank you.
Quebecensis, I guess, over on Odyssey asks. Jesse, once you get into a marriage, are you stuck? When is it the right time to let go of an addicted spouse, meaning wife?
As soon as you get tired of it.
Oh, yeah?
No. I don't know. It depends on the situation.
I encouraged him to call in.
Call me. then I can do a little follow-up with it. I need to hear a little bit more about it.
He may be French-Canadian based on his name. I gave him the number to call in and the times to call in, and he called in, tried to call in during church. He said, no answer. I'm like, no, man, during the radio show. So hopefully he understands.
Call me. We have people at our church service from around the world.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes, it is.
They come to the meeting from around the world.
Including Greece.
Greece is the word.
Not that Greece.
Oh.
All right. Jabrail and
But thank you. Call me.
Jabrail NTP donated a couple of generous super chat donations, stated with a one sign held up, and saying amazing.
Amazing. America first. Thank you.
Yeah. Cryptogeologist is a new member of a new Bond channel supporter. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Kanado Low donated and stated hi. Thank you.
Hi. Thank you.
Michael Beyamungu, or Michelle Beyamungu, I'm not sure. Pardon me for butchering your name if I did. Donated and said amen. And that might have been his first super chat. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you.
Okay, now moving on to today's super chats. Ravender bought 8 coffees.
Thank you.
Twice.
Buy me a coffee.
With the first 8 coffees, he states, or Ravender states, when there is no more me, no more left, then all I see is you. All I see is you. Amazing. Oh, I might have read that out of order. No. Let me read this first. Do you see... After... meaning second. Do you see James? Do you see James Hake? Do you see Jesse James Hake? I do. Amazing. Thank you, Ravender. Then he says, when there is no more me, no more left, then all I see is you. All I see is you. Amazing.
Amazing.
Thank you for the 16 coffees.
Yeah, thank you. I was thinking about the young lady at the meeting yesterday. And she was saying, I don't even know why I keep coming.
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand all this stuff, but yet I keep coming. I understand. I don't. And she was saying, when I was telling her to stop thinking, get away from thinking, and she said something like, well, who will I be if I don't think?
She's all, that's what makes us human.
Right.
So it separates the humans from the animals.
Right. and it's humans who are acting like animals, the thinking humans act like animals. But the point I want to make from that is that every human being think that if I don't think, who will I be? Because they have identified with thinking as being them.
Yeah. Thinking is their God.
Yeah. And so if they don't think, then who will I be? And I know, I've counseled with people who have gotten close to the, right there where thinking was starting to drift away, and they felt like nothing. There was nothing for them to identify with, and they freaked out and went back into thinking. And now they regret it, but they're not giving up. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Thinking is a false identity, too.
Lean not on your own understanding.
Yeah. What the? Thinking is a false identity. And when you don't think, you have no identity. And that's where you want to be. No identity, no plan, no nothing, just be. So get away from thinking, you'll be free just like that. Amazing.
Her conversations in church are really fun to listen to.
They are, because she's discovering without even realizing she's discovering.
Yeah. She's, you said, why did you treat the other person like an animal?
Yeah.
And she's all, I was probably very hurt and angry. And then she admitted, yes, she was hurt and angry.
Yeah.
And you asked, what brought her into that hurt and anger? Thoughts. Oh my gosh, it blew her mind. That's funny. That's crazy.
Because she's seeking, she's finding and not realizing.
Yep.
And that's beautiful.
Nice.
That is so deep. Amazing. It's nice to see people really, truly wake up. Okay.
That Sob donated on Odyssey, ODYSEE. Shout out to the D Live ladies, Fatty Watt, Steph K, Diane D, and Zip It. Thank you.
Thank you.
and Ko-Fi or Kofi_19 on Rumble.
You got to know how to rumble.
Good morning, JLP crew. Have any of you ever watched the British film question mark? I passed it along to you guys.
Okay.
So we don't say it on air, but it's deep, he says.
Until we see it.
Yeah. Thank you for the tip.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you, guys. I do believe that is all for now.
Amazing. Thank you all.
Oh, one more. My bag.
Thank you.
Mav Angel bought 10 coffees on Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you for everything you do, Jesse. God bless.
You too. Thank you. Amazing. Is it? So now we can do that.
Yes.
Amazing. So is it my bag? B-A-G or B-A-D?
So I looked it up.
David.
I always thought it was my bad. And everybody you ask will say my bad. Almost everybody. But I went up on the internet, and there is actually it may have originally started out as bag in like NYC or one of these places. So I don't know. So now I say my bag as sort of an inside joke.
I remember when I first said my bag, you laughed.
You're right.
And now the last laugh is on you.
The laughs never stop.
One laugh leads to another one. Amazing.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Let me go quickly to, is it Quavis? Quavis out of New York. Quavis, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, how's it going, man?
All is well.
I just wanted to comment on what you were saying earlier in regards to the video when they were training up their children.
The
my
talk.
mom and my dad. Huh?
The talk.
The talk, yeah. Yeah, the talk. Yeah, it blew my wig. I almost burnt my oatmeal listening to that. My mom and dad, when we was going to church, it was a hooping and hollering church. So my mom said, hey, we got to start Bible studying at the house. So my mom, my dad, we all Bible studied at the house. I got saved when I was 13, right? So by the time we left the house, 18, 19, 20, we were Bible study from 1995 up to about 2001 when I left the house, growing up or whatever. My dad always said, it's between you, God, and the devil. You know right from wrong. If you know better, do better, right? And he always used to say this. He used to get on people's nerves. He'd say, there's no way you can say you love your children if you can't tell them about the Lord. He said, there's a devil out there trying to kill your children, and you ain't telling them about that. There's something wrong with you as a parent.
Yeah.
The Bible also says, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they old, they will not depart. I'm sitting there, and I'm listening to these people with the talk. I'm like, you're not telling them nothing about holiness. You're not telling them nothing about the devil.
Hold on for everybody. Let me take a quick break. 888-7753-773. Back in a moment. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married, and the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good, or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature. Amazing. Welcome back. Few announcement. The Hake report. Hake report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. James Hake is on fire. He ain't got that tan for nothing. Black on the outside, white on the inside. From 9 to 11 a.m. And at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby, Pacific time, both Pacific times. The American Anchor Baby. So I don't know if you caught the American Anchor Baby over the weekend, Friday. What's that? Was it Friday night? Friday when he was flying his plane. You two didn't like that. And they cut it off. Did the plane crash? It didn't crash. It still had a safe landing, I guess. But the Anchor Baby, the American Anchor Baby, is, it landed even after he was cut off from YouTube. It still landed. But anyway, he's at 12 noon today. The American Anchor Baby, 12 noon Pacific time. All right? And don't forget that for personalized shout-outs, whatever the occasion is, weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, congratulations, whatever the occasion is, I do them for you at cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Cameo, cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. All right? And check out the merch, amazing merch at rebuildingtheman.com/store. rebuildingtheman.com/store. Let me go quickly back to Quevis. Quevis is responding to the talk. If you missed it this morning, you can podcast. It's evil. Quevis, go ahead.
Yes. And it was just amazing to me that you're training up a child to have hate in their heart versus training them up in the Word of God, versus training them up in the things that will matter in life. So these kids will be ignorant of the devil because they're going to think the devil is the cop. And if they see a black cop, you're training them to make them believe that that black man is now a sellout. I run a youth program. I run a youth group. I've been doing it since 2011. And this is what a lot of us black people don't like to admit. There's not a black child out here that's worried about being harassed by a cop. They're worried about being shot by their own peers.
Yep.
And what I train even my own children, and when I train my youth group children through the Word of God is to serve God, honor your parents, and mind your business. You know, because that's some of the areas that they live in. One of my old youth group kids who's now 21, he just got shot walking down the street to the store.
Amazing.
He was not part of no gang life. None of that. It wasn't no officer. It was his own peers. And, you know, he's recovering and everything. But to sit back and listen to these parents, like, manipulate their children and drop seeds of hate in their heart when the Bible says, train up your child in the way they should go. That ain't the way. You're training them up to go to hell. You're training them up to have division. And lastly, more people say, well, Quaver, you saying that because your wife is white. Man, I don't care. I told this one person, he was like, man, you got a white wife. I said, so? I said, are you mad because I married a woman? I said, that's the problem? I said, who would you rather me marry? I said, as long as we're training up our children the way it should go, I can care less what you got to say about it.
Just imagine this, man, that you have black parents sitting down and turning their children into evil by making them believe that the cops are after them because of their color. They're telling their little children that. You know these parents are evil in heart. They have no love, but they are evil. There's no way you can be of love and put that kind of hatred upon little children's hearts. It's pure evil. And they're going to blame it on the whites when the kids go out there and act out because mom and daddy already set you up. You're going to go and act out.
Exactly.
And then they're going to blame it on the cops.
Exactly. About a couple years ago, we had these riots in Rochester. A black man was killed or some black guy in a different city or state. So we wanted to march like all the other cities and states. So when it was all over, I stand on the corner with a sign saying, "I'm praying for you," or "Smile, you are loved." I do it all the time, right? So I walked over to the police station. I hold up the sign saying, "I'm praying for you." An officer comes out and he says, "Hey, why are you doing this?" I said, "Because God ordained y'all to be officials over the city." I said, "Whether we like y'all or not, my job as a believer, as a Christian, is to pray for you."
Yeah.
Right? So I said, and if you guys are the enemies, I said, the Bible says we should do what? Pray for our enemies.
Amazing.
So we started talking for about 2 hours, right? So I ended up doing a prayer. I got a bunch of pastors that's not trying to be celebrities, but servants. They come out and we pray. Big old circle. I didn't want no news or nothing like that. Whatever. We get done praying. I shake the officer's hand. He said, "I'm about to go teach my son to ride a bike." You want to know something, Jesse? Later that night, he died. He got hit by a car.
Amazing.
His last day of work was him praying for his job. But those parents are telling those little 5-year-old kids, "You should hate that officer because he's an officer and he's white." Like we have control over our skin color.
Yeah, yeah. Man, thank you for your call. That's deep. I do appreciate it, all right?
Oh, you too, man. I appreciate what you're doing. I'll probably call back in a few other days.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, son.
Bye. Black folks, y'all ain't got nobody to blame but yourself. Really, nobody. And the adult blacks, you got only you to blame. Nobody else. And take your eyes off the white people. You can't even live your own life with pointing out and looking at the white man. Stop being jealous of the whites. And stop believing that the white people are smarter than you. If you sit down and do your homework and read and write and just, you could be smart. Really. It's in you somewhere. But stop being jealous of the white people. And if you gotta be separated, deal with your people. Your people need help, the blacks. And not all, but most. Black people screw up. It's evil. It's pure evil. But you gotta overcome it, blacks. The white man can't do that for you. I can't get past these black parents telling their children the cops are bad. You know you're evil. And you hear the blacks saying white supremacy. They're admitting that white people are superior to them. But if you're a white person and you tell them, "I'm not superior to you," they don't want to believe it. Rick is out of Hampton, Virginia. Rick, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Hey, Rick. No, Rick. What the? Amazing. He waited a long time, too. Let me go to, there's a line open, 888-77-53773. Let me go to Adam out of Oklahoma. Adam, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
What's going on? It's Black Adam. He black.
He black. How you doing, Adam?
What's going on? How you doing?
All is well.
Doing good. But yeah, I just wanted to come back and just let you know my experience of forgiving my parents, my dad and my mother.
Uh-huh.
It was crazy because it's all true. Like the dad literally leaves the mother.
Yeah.
It's never the dad leaves the children. It's always the mom.
Yeah, your father didn't leave you. Your father left your mother.
Yep. And exactly, because I sat down with him, I was like, "Hey, so like, what was the reason why you left?" And this, that, and the third. He was like, "Yeah, well, your mom, she had other stuff going on, and this one, she was, this the baby daddy drama and everything like that." And he wanted to get away from that. Yeah. I was like, wow. I was like, man, it just revealed to me. I was like, wow, man, that was crazy. Just to see how all this truth is just right in your face. And, like, it's just a true thing that happens with, like, so many fathers, black, white, Mexican, whatever the case is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The adults do themselves a disservice when they believe what the mothers say about the father. Because the mother is not going to tell the children, your father didn't leave you. Your father left me. He couldn't deal with me. He left me. He loved you. He left me.
Yep, exactly. That's so true.
And what'd your mother say when you went and forgave her?
Man, that experience was so weird. It was like, I sat down with it, and it's so real. It's like, because I wasn't really scared or like frightened to go to her, but like, so I live in like hour 50 from my mother, and like just riding up here, man, I kind of got like just scared. I'm just like, what is that?
What?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's right. It's so weird. But yeah, I sat down with her and everything. I told her that I forgive you for resenting you and being mad at you for being pushy and opposing your will on me and everything. And then she was just telling me, she was like, I think she told me that she did the best she could and this, that, and the third and everything like that. But the weirdest experience happened. It was like something just lifted off of me.
Yeah.
Like it was so weird. It was so weird. And like I looked at her, I'm just like, whoa, like I actually love you. Like it was so it was the weirdest. I was looking at my mother, I'm just like, I actually love you, Mom. Like it was so weird. It was like this high experience. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, well, that's what happened when the spirit of when you forgive your mother, that spirit that was in her passed on to you, that spirit will be taken away from you.
Man, and it was. I was just sitting there. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I love my brothers. I love my sister. I love my mom. Like it was so weird.
Yeah, amazing.
It was amazing, man. I was like, wow. But then she came back. And then, she went on her little rant. She was like, oh, yeah, the men, they're the providers and this, that, and the third. I'm like, okay. Like, I was just sitting there. I was just letting her talk. I was just letting her talk. And the crazy part about it, I used to have, like, this, I don't know, like, this feeling to, like, yell back at her and this stuff like that. I was just sitting there just calmly, just letting her talk.
Yeah.
And it was the weirdest experience. It's so weird.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
She went and thought about it. The devil told her, I can't believe he blaming you.
Yeah.
And now she's coming back trying to justify her behavior.
Yes, indeed.
What a mess. Well, stay with it. Stay with it, Adam. Are you doing the silent prayer?
Yes, I am. Not every morning, every night, though, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
And why not every morning, every night?
Basically, just to be honest, it's like, Sometimes I just can't slow down. Sometimes I'm just in a rush all the time. That's just kind of what it is, basically.
And so the devil won't let you slow down?
Like, I don't want to blame it on the devil. I guess it's kind of just me, I guess.
And how is it you?
Like, I guess I'm choosing to be in a rush.
And why would you choose to be in a rush rather than putting what first?
You're right.
No, that was a question.
Why am I choosing that? I guess because I don't know, this hustle mindset that I have is just I'm always wanting to do something and always wanting to get something done. I don't know, because and plus I've never had like a slow down time. It's always been I got to catch up, like get more money and get more. I don't know. I guess that's what it is.
And if you notice, you've always had that, but you've never been able to catch up.
Right. You're right.
And so, who mindset is that?
The hustle mindset?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I actually really don't know. It's been taught to me my whole life. It's just, you gotta get the money. You gotta get the career. You gotta get everything right so you can be fulfilled. I don't know what that is.
But I don't know what it is. But have you noticed it has never fulfilled you?
Ever. It never had. It's always leaving me like, I don't know. Just like I'm always having to fill the cup up all the time, over and over and over and over and over.
So why don't you dump that mindset? Why don't you drop it?
how do I drop it? Just stop.
By sitting still and letting those thoughts pass. Because somebody, the world, your family, somebody brainwash you to believe that you got to be light. You got to get this. You got to do that. You got to have money. You got to have this and that. And you've been brainwashed, and the devil is controlling you.
That's right. That is true.
That mindset is evil. It's not of good.
Right. Man, I'm telling you.
And so that's why the devil keep you busy in thoughts so that you won't be still and overcome thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no rest for the wicked, man.
You're right.
I would highly recommend you do the silent prayer every morning, every night, and so that you can completely overcome thoughts. You want to live a life of not thinking. You do not want to live your life thinking, because you will be in eternal hell forever and ever and a day. But if you let go of thoughts, you will be in heaven, the kingdom of heaven.
For sure. And like, because sometimes I kind of meditate when I'm like walking or like not really saying anything. It's usually like, because I know like you gotta like really relax and like close your eyes. Is that the same thing? It's like doing like a silent prayer?
No, you want to relax and observe the not you, the thoughts.
Oh, okay, really relax. Okay, I see what you mean. Okay.
So I recommend you, now that you have gone and forgiven your parents, the light is on, relax, watch those thoughts. The light will shine on the darkness and destroy the darkness. It will take it away from you.
Okay, I'm gonna put that in motion. I really do appreciate this, guys.
All right, man. Thanks for your call.
Indeed. Stay blessed, y'all.
Amazing. You got to overcome thoughts. You want a life of not thinking. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. No such thing as a true thought. And it's not even you thinking. You think that is you thinking, but it's not. Overcome thoughts. George is out of Ohio. George, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Jesse? What's good?
All is well, George.
Hey, so thank you for inviting me to call, and thank you to Hake for bringing me up. I didn't think you would remember, but
you're the one that Hake was referring to this morning?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So the situation is, been married 11 years now, and things were okay. I mean, it's a marriage. So recently, well, about 9 months ago, my wife had relapse. Went back into her old habits, and she moved out. Left me and the kids sitting on the couch, and I've been sort of maintaining things ever since and trying to get by. So things really haven't gotten better. I do speak to her from time to time, but things really haven't improved that much. I guess my question to you is, when do you draw the line? Like, where do you draw the line to let this person go?
So you say that she had a relapse. Was she a drug addict before you married her?
Yes, I didn't know it at the time.
Oh. And how long did you date before you married her?
About a year and a half.
And so in that whole year and a half, you didn't know she was a drug addict?
No.
Oh, okay. And now she had a relapse. And when you say things have not gotten better, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, she's still out there, still, doing her thing, using drugs, whatnot. So,
how old are the kids?
Older now. The youngest is 15.
Oh, okay. And so your question is what?
My question is, where do you sort of make the decision whether or not to let a relationship go like that?
Right now?
Okay.
What's the purpose of holding on to it?
Oh, I mean, I took vows and all that, and I feel obligated to keep those.
Why? The woman was a drug addict, according to you. You didn't even know she was a drug addict. Why hold on to someone that lied to you like that?
I don't have an answer for that. I don't know. I've never thought about that.
And you have your children. They're in the right hand. They should be left with the father anyway. Why don't you just dump her and go on and live your life?
I don't know. I guess that's why I called you. I'm trying to figure that out. So I guess at the end of the day, I just want to do the right thing. You know what I mean?
The right thing is wish her well and move on and be done with her.
Okay.
Well, just give me one reason not to do that. What one reason that you should stay with her?
I mean, I love her.
No, you don't. If you love her, you dump her.
I can see that.
Why you say you love her?
Why do I say I love her? I don't know. I guess I don't know. Other than I just do. I don't know how to answer that.
But then you said it. Why did you say it?
I guess when you know, you know, you know.
But how? Why? But how do you know you love her then?
I don't know. I would just be making something up. I don't know.
Are you able to hold George?
Yes, sir.
Oh, hold on for me. Let me take a quick break. 888-775-3773. Another hour to go. Hake is coming in with the Hake news, not the fake news. And I'll be back in a moment. One line open. 888-77-JESSE. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without, because he will show you how to deal with it. And you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. There's a new postpartum depression pill. Did you know that? And the FDA's approved it. And Niger is a mess. U.S. and, France have pulled out of there, I think, or pulling out. And the gas stations update. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. JLP will be right back in just a few moments to your calls and other great stories for hour 3. This is the end of hour 2. It's Monday, August 7th, 2023 AD. JLP will be right back. But first, Hake news, not fake news. Common Nonsense Network, CNN reports. Oregon drivers are now allowed to pump their own gas after the state lifted a ban dating back to 1951. A new law signed Friday went into effect immediately, leaving New Jersey as the only state in the United States where service station customers can't pump their own fuel. The full service requirement has historically been a contentious topic in Oregon and New Jersey, with reasons given for sticking with the old mandate ranging from flammable liquid safety to preserving the jobs of gas station attendants. Maybe they should get rid of minimum wage. The new law does not phase out full service completely in Oregon's 16 most populous counties. It requires that no more than half of pumps at any service station be self-service, and then at least one gas station employee in those communities is available at all times to pump gas. What a mess, huh? Niger's armed forces have deployed reinforcements to the capital to prepare for a potential invasion, according to Commie Nonsense Network, citing a, I guess, anonymous military source. Just hours after the military junta running the country that did a coup, allegedly, maybe, refused to give up power. A convoy of about 40 pickup trucks, 40, arrived Sunday evening, bringing troops from other parts of the country to reassure a nervous public, don't be nervous, and prepare for a potential battle. Niger has been thrown into political chaos since last month when President Mohamed Bazoum was seized by members of the presidential guard before national institutions were shut down and protesters from both sides took to the streets. It remains unclear whether a diplomatic solution to the crisis will be reached or if Nigerian authorities will... Nigerian... Not to be confused with Nigeria. Nigerian... whatever. Authorities, with an E-N, will resort to the use of force. Is Mark Zuckerberg cage fight actually happening? Commie Nonsense Network CNN says, strangely enough, strangely to them, it appears that preparations are underway for the cage match between billionaires Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. Elon Musk of Twitter, now it's called X, and Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, Instagram, Meta, and WhatsApp, by the way, too. It will be streamed on X, formerly known as Twitter. Elon Musk posted, formerly known as tweeted. Two summer blockbusters. Commie Nonsense Network CNN says Barbie. That Barbie movie has raked in $1 billion at the Globo Homo box office barely 3 weeks into its run. Makes Greta Gerwig the first solo female director with $1 billion movie. Nobody even knows her. They just like that pretty gal, Margot Robbie. And Jake Gyllenhaal. It's not Jake Gyllenhaal. Who's the guy from Barbie? Hassan can tell me, I guess. I know it's not Jake Gyllenhaal. It's a good actor, though, I think. Meanwhile, Oppenheimer surpassed $500 million over the weekend, setting a new box office record for the highest-grossing film set during the World War II setting. And it's not even about Jewish victimhood specifically, is it? I could be wrong. Paris Olympics swimming situation. The health of our athletes must always be our top priority. Oh, Ryan Gosling. Thank you, Hassan. Hake is ignorant. Good actor, though. I don't mean to dismiss him. That's World Aquatics President Hussein Al-Musallam after canceling a swimming competition on Sunday in the River Seine, S-E-I-N-E, Seine in Paris, France, due to poor water quality. Paris is dirty. The competition was supposed to serve as a test event ahead of the 2024 Paris Olympics, with several swimming events set to take place in the famous river next summer. We'll see what happens. Who's facing allegations of anti-Semitism? The far-left females at the Skim say Jamie Foxx. Check that out on the Hake Report, along with the postpartum depression pill story. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
To stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show already. You can get involved by calling 888-77-53-773, 888-77-53-773. Jesse. 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 Brand new biblical question. My biblical question for this week. Do you value your feelings? Do you value your feelings? Why you have emotions up there? What? Is it emotions or feelings, Sean? Do you value your feelings? Okay, they're going to straighten it out. Thank you. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about, you can podcast the show, but you can listen on your iPhone or iPad anywhere in the world. Where you're about to take some fentanyl and overdose or whatever, right? I was talking to a guy that I knew, and I saw him at a restaurant I went to over the weekend. And I asked, how's your family? He's like, oh, well, my son overdosed on fentanyl. He killed himself. I'm like, what the? So, and his son was in his middle 20s, I think. So in case you're about to take some fentanyl, you want to overdose, whatever. He's like, I thought my son was just smoking pot. We all thought he was smoking pot, but he was smoking fentanyl. You did. And so in case you can be listening to the show on your iPhone, iPad by calling the listen line at 641, anywhere in the world, 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us on JLP Talk on Twitter, Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Like, ring the bell, subscribe, and all that. I want to go back to George out of Ohio. And George, I had to put him on hold due to time there. But according to George, his wife has relapsed, and now she's left her home again. He want to know, should he wait? How long should he wait? How long? If not now, when? George.
What's up, sir? I'm still here.
So you said that you love her before. How do you know you love her?
Like I said, I just do. I just know.
If you love her, why is it difficult to let her go then?
And that is a very good point. I know it's a question. Because I don't want to do the right thing. That's the honest answer.
So because you let her back and she will destroy you.
It is. It is a wide lane of chaos going on and destruction. It really is.
And you love it, because if you didn't love it, you would dump her and forget about her.
True. I guess that's probably why I called it, just to kind of bring out like what I already knew. So.
And don't let anyone tell you should keep her. This woman will destroy you. She doesn't care about anything or anyone. Even you and your children.
Evidently not. Yeah.
She doesn't care about herself. She doesn't care about you. She doesn't care about your children. You would make a big mistake. But do what you want. But you will make a big mistake if you allow that hell back into your life. And there's no reason for you to think about dating again or getting married or anything. You should, now that you have kids, you should work on your life, seeking the kingdom of God, and let him guide you the rest of the way.
I have been. I'm doing a lot of really good things. Losing weight, working out, working on myself, working on my business. So yeah, you're right. I am taking care of myself.
Well, all right. Well, do what you want, of course, but you shouldn't let that woman back into your life, period. Even if she, quote unquote, got well, you still wish her well at a distance.
Okay. Thank you, Jesse. I really do appreciate it.
And you're welcome. And tell your kids, once they move, if they haven't moved out, once they move out, do not let her live with them either, because she'll go live with them and destroy them.
I believe it.
And they'll be feeling guilty. Oh, that's Mama. I need to let Mama stay with me. No, you don't. Don't let Mama move in. She'll destroy the kids, too. She'll move in and destroy them.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jesse. I really do appreciate it. I love your show. I like Hake show a little bit.
A little bit.
Thank you very much.
A little bit. I like your little show a little bit.
So the biblical question.
Do you value your feelings?
Yes, negatively. I wish I could get away from them.
You can. All you got to do is forgive, do the silent prayer, stop identifying with them, it'll be over. What the?
Yeah.
Have you forgiven your mother?
I did. It was something to behold. It was a battle. But I did.
And why was it? What happened? What made it a battle?
Well, I told her. I told her it was on the phone. I said, I forgive you for for how you raised me and for bringing me up this way and for turning me away from my dad and all. And she was hot. She said, she's like, well, there's a lot of stuff I can forgive you for too. And I'm like, what? And she just started ranting and raving, and we ended up hanging up for a while. And from time to time, we still butt heads, but that line is there now, and she doesn't cross it. She respects it. So I'm glad I did it.
And why do you still deal with her?
Same reasons. Just you just don't want to just let go of things, and my brothers tell me, oh boy, that's your mom and this and that, and you only get one mom. I must have heard that 100 times, so I kind of put up with it. She black, but
are you black?
Yes, sir.
Oh, George,
yes,
dump
sir.
that woman. Let them have Mama. Mama will destroy you too.
Yeah, I've heard that too. So yeah, it was hard to do, but I did it, and I'm glad I did it. And I went back. I actually sought out my dad. They had divorced when I was very young, and I sought him out. We have a really good relationship now.
Nice.
So that was very good. I'm glad that I'm glad I listened to you, Jesse. So.
Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
Yes, and during the day.
Good, man. Well, work on yourself. Stay away from those thoughts. Just watch those thoughts, and life will unfold for you. But I would recommend do what you want again. I would recommend you stay away from Mama. And don't let your. Thank God you ain't got but one. That's if not, you have double hell. So at least you're overcoming her now. And if you do see her, don't feel any obligation to see her. But let's say you do run into her, you go over there, what happened? Do not let her treat you like a kid or any of that.
She does too. Any chance she gets, she tries to put you back in your place.
Yeah, because that spirit of evil that's in her is still trying to pull you back into hell. She doesn't respect you at all. As a matter of fact, now that she's losing control over you, she's going to build an army against you. She'll tell all the family members how bad you are. You forgave her. And he doesn't want to do that. She'll build an army against you, and they're so weak, they'll try to pull you back into the hell that they are in, too.
No doubt. Well, thank you, Jesse. I appreciate all your advice, and I'll try to put it into work.
All right, buddy. Put it to work. It'll be amazing, all right?
All right, thank you. Bye.
Oh, amazing. Don't Mama go to build an army against you. She ain't going to rest until she get your soul back to destroy it, because her soul is being destroyed. And don't let, oh, you only got one mama. You better be glad you only have one, or it's double trouble. I want to quickly mention this thing with LeBron James, the tennis player. Talk about blind teaching the blind. LeBron James, according to the New York Post, several years ago, LeBron James embarked on a noble journey to transform the lives of at-risk students in his hometown of Akron, Ohio. Watch this compilation.
5 years ago, NBA superstar LeBron James opened the I Promise School in his hometown of Akron, Ohio.
Not to educate
the goal, to give at-risk youth a place to learn and feel supported.
Now I understand the mental state that goes in with these kids and where they come from.
So let's talk about the school you just opened. It's called I Promise.
I Promise.
I Promise. And
about 1,600 students have attended the school, which demands that its students promise to always do their best and make healthy choices.
It's up to us as the mentors and everybody in place to help them to get to that point. That's what kids want to know, that you care about me, and we do here.
Proof of that, every graduate receives a college scholarship.
LeBron James, he's a role model, and he empowers us, and he shows us every day that if you work hard, you can live out your dreams.
We should all give ourselves a round of applause as well.
I promise not to educate you. Well,
LeBron James.
LeBron James. Well, according to Gateway Pundit, LeBron James School is facing backlash from school board members after it was reported that the school hasn't had one student from the eighth grade class pass a state math test in over 3 years. According to the report, not one student passed the test in the 8th grade, passed the math test in over 3 years. I promise not to educate you. Watch this from WKYC.
And today we start in Akron, where people are worried about student performance at the I Promise School, which is supported by LeBron James. Now I Promise opened in 2018 as part of the Akron Public Schools District, but receives additional funding from the foundation. Last night, there was criticism of the school after state test scores showed none of the now rising 8th graders scored proficient in math.
I'm looking at the current 7th graders. And so for 3 years, not one child passed the state test in math. Not one for 3 years.
It is discouraging.
It is discouraging. A chart shows for the 22-23 school year, no 7th grader passed math, and only 1% passed the previous school year.
Has there been discussion or ideas as to why there is such a difference between the results in ELA and in math?
There are several factors, according to Stephanie Rosa for the LeBron James Family Foundation. She says the pandemic affected the children when it came to learning.
Yeah.
They required in-person teaching, a more hands-on approach, and she says they come to school hungry, sometimes homeless, and always in need. But that pandemic is over now, and they are pushing forward, says Rosa. In a statement, the principal, Stephanie Davis, says, when working with students who are achieving below grade level, growth is as important as a measure of progress as proficiency, because the work requires a long-term commitment, hard work, and a lot of love and care.
Amazing. No, it's because math is white. Black people don't know math. That's white people stuff. That's too hard. It's racist. It's white supremacist. What the? How y'all expect the blacks to know math? What about affirmative action? Okay. Reparation. Forget about the hard work. Urban.org is reporting that LeBron James once said, no matter how much money you have, no matter how famous you are, no matter how many people admire you, being black in America is tough. That's why they can't learn math. It's tough when you're black in America. Just ask Hake. He's black. When Hake come on for the news or when you watch his show today, he went out and got a serious tan over the weekend, I guess. He is black as the ace of spades now. His math scores will go down. He black, and he going to see how hard it is on the black man in America. That's why they chanting, kill the whites. Maybe if you kill the white, it won't be so hard on the blacks. No, because they'll kill one another, as they're already doing. But black people don't know no math. Hassan.
Yes, sir.
Who would you rather be around? A black person that don't know math or foreigners that don't take baths or don't put deodorant on? And they smell. I can't see you.
I have no problem with what's the first one again?
A black person that don't know math or foreigners that don't put on deodorant and they smell. They stink.
I mean, neither would really bother me too much.
It wouldn't? Have you ever been around a foreigner that stinks?
I mean, some would say me.
You stink?
I mean, some have made that claim.
They told you that you stunk?
Yeah.
Why? It was a girl?
No. No.
Oh, Arabs don't shower?
No, I mean, they do.
Oh, we better get on to something here. I didn't know this.
I think Sikhs don't. Like Indian Sikhs.
Seek and you shall find a shower.
Exactly.
So you're Arab, right? No, you're a Christian, but
yeah,
you come from an Arab background?
Yeah.
And you didn't shower?
No. I mean, I do, but I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, we're getting off the subject, but I would say neither
You
would
would
affect.
brought it up. What?
It's true. Neither would affect me really that much.
So are you accustomed to being around Arabs who don't shower?
No.
No.
I'm not putting this on Arabs. I'm just saying that.
You said the Sikhs don't shower.
Yeah, well, allegedly. I don't even want to put that on them, but that's what I've heard.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
And have you ever known an Arab that smell?
No, not really, to be honest.
Oh.
Other than these potential false claims about me.
How about a Sikh?
I mean, there has been times, again, allegedly, that I've gone into bodegas and stuff, and there's a common, unique smell.
It stinks.
Yeah. Sometimes, not all.
Oh.
Not all bodegas, but most.
What's a bodegas?
Like a 7-Eleven.
Oh, and you smelt the Arabs.
Well, the Sikhs.
You smelt the Sikhs.
Yeah.
And so
the funny thing is, after 9/11 in New York, allegedly again, a lot of people were beating up 7-Eleven workers because of 9/11, but they're not even Muslim or Arab, so it's kind of funny.
What? Are you afraid of them because they smell, or are you afraid of them because they may blow you up?
Well, that's the thing. They're not the blowing up folks, but it's kind of funny.
Amazing. I'm sorry somebody told you smell.
No, they probably might. They could have been right.
Oh, you had not showered or something?
It's possible.
No wonder my studio.
It's smelly?
Nah. I'm messing. I'm joking. Well, according to the Daily Mail, somebody trying to control your words again with this thing talking about people smelling. A new research claimed that people with a sensitive nose for disgusting smells are more likely to be xenophobic. In a study across 9 countries, scientists have linked a repulsion to sweat, bad breath, and smelly feet as with heightened disliking for refugees. They're saying now if you don't like their smell, you are xenophobic. So whomever told you that about your smell was xenophobic.
I'm getting reparations.
Evidently. Isn't that amazing? And I have smelled, like been in rooms where Africans are, black Africans are. And not all of them, of course, but most of them be smelling. They be stinking. And I'm like, why do they smell so bad? And someone told me, well, in Africa, they don't believe in wearing deodorants. And sometimes showering, but they definitely don't believe in wearing deodorant. Did you know that? They don't put on deodorant.
It's pretty based of them.
Not to put on deodorant? Is that good?
Well, there's a lot of these people who are, they're attentive to knowing that there's aluminum and stuff in the deodorants.
Oh, man. They could go out and get some grass and put on their arm in Africa. I remember before the gym shut down during the Chinese virus thing, there were some African guys at the gym, and a whole bunch of people were complaining about how they smell awful because it smelled like they wasn't taking a bath or a shower. Or putting on deodorant, one or the other. Amazing, huh?
What a mess.
What a mess. And you're not afraid of somebody just because they smell. What the? This is from TEDx Talk. Xenophobia highlights the need for each individual to overcome their fears of those who are different from themselves in order to build connection with others. Watch this from TEDx Talk.
I'd like to start off today by asking you all a question. When is the last time you, or somebody you know, has said anything hurtful to anybody else based off of your differences? Now, that's a loaded question, I realize, so I'll make it easier for you. I'm going to go ahead and do you all a favor and expand your vocabulary a little bit. Xenophobia is the fear of people not like you. In fact, and I will admit I'm a bit of a nerd for knowing this, xenophobia was Dictionary.com's word of the year in 2016. So clearly this fear is an extremely common one in today's society, particularly in the United States. When I was 10, I went off to a friend's ranch to stay for a couple of weeks. While I was there, I heard an adult use a derogatory term to describe the Indian reservation near the property. Not knowing any better, when I returned to school the next week, I used the term to describe one of my friends, not knowing the true nature of the word. I was quickly informed of how hurtful I was being when my friend let me know what the word meant. I think this is the first time I ever realized how powerful words can be. See, words have the power to inflict psychic wounds, and if we're not careful with them, then we may as well be waving a sword around in the air, taunting people to come forward and take a hit. Education is equally as important in the quest to stop racism, sexism, anti-Semitism, homophobia, Islamophobia, and the like. The list goes on and on. If we start teaching more in depth the atrocities and contributions made against and by minorities in our country, then we can begin to have a deeper understanding of the effects of our hateful status quo, and we can begin to inspire change at a personal level.
Poor guy, he's so deceived. He is still brainwashed. You must overcome words. Only the ego is affected by words, right? But just because you don't want to be around a person with bad odor doesn't mean you're afraid of them. What the? I don't even like being around those people who wear perfume and cologne and all that, and it's like real loud stuff. That's worse than the person that don't bathe and put on deodorant. Have you ever been around those women? They have on this loud kill me perfume.
Yeah, it'll make your head swim.
It does. It makes you sick almost. So that's not xenophobia. What the? It's not xenophobic, folks. And African people, Arabs, whoever y'all are, Zeeks. I remember a guest told me once on the Father State it was Sikh, S-I-C-K. Isn't that right? Oh, that's true? Okay. He gave me the thumbs up and said, yeah, y'all couldn't see that, but he did. It's S-I-C-K. It's not brainwashing to not to want to be around a person that stinks. All right? It's bad on you. It's bad on your sinuses. What? Sick. Oh, it's called sick. S-I-C-K. Oh, I thought it pronounced it differently. Okay. Overcome words, folks. They're changing the words in order to control you. Poor guy. He's still brainwashed and don't know it.
I think the religion is sick, but I think the people are Sikhs.
You think the religion is sick, but the people are sick.
No, I think that like you referred to the religion as sick, but I don't know.
S-I-C-K?
Yeah, but I could be wrong. But I think the people are Sikhs.
And do they say they're sick because they put those belts on and cover up?
I don't know.
Why
yeah, like on their head, yeah.
Why they call the religion sick?
I'm not sure.
Hake said it's spelled S-I-K-H, but it is pronounced S-I-C-K.
That's true.
In Hake's understanding. I don't know, it might not be true, but amazing. But anyway, do you think it's xenophobic not to want to be around a person that smells?
No, I don't. I think people should, people can speak up and say it. I know that, these types of things, like my father, just out of like fear of ever like having that happen to him, he's like Dexter with his cleanliness.
Nice.
He's like he's like a murderer clean.
The father's that way?
My father.
Is the son like that too?
No, I fell off the wagon.
You must be sick.
But I'm going back to paying attention to how.
No, where did dog sleep in your bed?
It's haram.
And use the bathroom in there. He probably think he's in the toilet. I'll be back. Treasure Chest is now open on D Live. Back in a moment. I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true, it's the first step. With faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father. Amazing. I got the full story. I'm not telling you, but I got it. I ain't telling you, but I got it. Well, anyway, the Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour. TheHakeReport.com from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And James Hake is on fire. He's so on fire, he's turning black. He's been out in the sun too long. And then at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. At 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. All right? You don't want to miss it. And don't forget, we have the best counseling service on this side of heaven. If you want counseling, go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. I do it myself by phone, Skype, or walk-in. But you got to make an appointment. Phone, Skype, or walk-in. All right? I'm going to get to your super chats here in a minute. I want to go to Matthew, who's been waiting a long time out of Pennsylvania. Matthew, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hi. I was mainly calling just to say I really appreciate everything that you do for people and stuff like that. A lot of the messages, like one thing I could think of in particular and stuff. I had a couple things, but I wasn't holding on to anything. Like we have no right to fear.
Yep.
And we have no right to judgment and hate and resentment and anger. Like, that was one of the first things that really spoke to me and stuff like that, because I used to hold on to all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like a fear of, like, it wasn't like a normal fear like how people perceive, you know what I mean? Like a horror movie style fear. It was like a hesitation, a worry.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, just like, you know what I mean? Like, worrying about things that don't really matter, but, like, making them a lot bigger in my head, you know?
And why were you holding on to those, to fear, Matthew? Before you heard me talk about it, why were you holding on to it?
Well, the fear was definitely born out of, like, not knowing what's going to happen in the future and, like, trying to pre-plan everything and worry about it too much. And, like, I got to make sure I have everything right so I'm prepared for what's going to happen next.
And why did you think that there was a future?
I don't know. I hear people, like, I grew up hearing people talk about the past and what's going to happen in the future. And, like, I don't know. Just, I guess, from the world, from other people and stuff like that.
Absolutely. We've been brainwashed. We've been brainwashed by our parents and by the world. Absolutely.
Right.
And are you overcoming that now?
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's one of the things I wanted to call about. I finally got a day off on, like, a weekday and stuff like that. I've been working a job, like, 5-6 days a week and stuff. I usually get weekends off and stuff, and, that's whenever I catch church or whatever, but I don't, call in and stuff like that to, like, just call and say, hey, man, I really appreciate it.
Right on. And have you gone and forgiven your mother and father?
Oh, yeah, I talked to you about this at the end of November and stuff like that. It was like the end of the show. We got a couple minutes to call or to talk or whatever.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, I told her, and I don't think she understood what I mean. And you were like, oh, she understood. And I was like, I thought about it since then. I was like, yeah, she understood.
Yeah, yeah. And she just don't want you to know she understands, but you don't need her to understand anyway, whether she's pretending or not, because when you forgive her, God forgive you.
Right. Yeah, no, that's another thing, too. Like, yeah, forgiveness and stuff like that is like, I've kind of heard about it and stuff like that. Like, I knew that was like, because whenever I was real young, I was raised with people that had like a Catholic mindset, but they just kind of like went along with what the church said, and they didn't truly understand it.
Yeah.
And so like that was kind of the outlook I had. And then I became like, when I was in like junior high school, I like heard about Islam and like Hinduism was like, oh, what's that all about? And then like eventually became like what I call a denier, what people call an atheist. And then, like, for a while, I was just like, I eventually became agnostic because I was like, well, I don't really know. Like, I don't know what happens. You know what I mean? I can't say that this is or this isn't or whatever. And then I heard it, like, you know what I mean? I became more conservative and stuff like that. Started trying to, like, do what's right and everything and stuff like that. And, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, people like you and Jordan Peterson, it's, funny Jesse Lee Peterson, Jordan Peterson, and a few other people and stuff like that. Like Jordan Peterson's good at making things dramatic and stuff like that, so it catches your attention.
Right.
But I think you get to the point and like how you'll ask somebody a question repeatedly and stuff like that, because they're trying to evade the answer and stuff like that. So instead of being like, hey, tell me the truth, you just re-ask the question and stuff like that. No emotion. You don't get mad at them. You don't try to it's I don't know. I think you do it in nothing's perfect, but it's almost a perfect manner. You know what I mean?
Amazing. I do. And so, what do you think about race relations around the world, really? But what do you think about race relationships today?
Oh, dude, I think it's crazy. I mean, it is you could tell that everything that's going on, in the corruption of every country, and how Iran's corruption is different, but it's kind of the same evil and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna. I know you're on YouTube. I'm not gonna get you taken off, but the one nation in the Middle East that's not Muslim, you know what I mean? They have a lot of their own. What's up?
It's like that with all human beings around the world, and it doesn't matter
100%.
what title you have. It's still that way.
And with all the science and everything that they have, with all this psychology, and to an extent, I understand psychology. A lot of people think in similar patterns, but the only thing that truly explains why there's so much evil in everybody's heart is the fact that there is a devil. I think there was a philosopher that said the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was making people believe he didn't exist.
Absolutely.
I think there's some truth to that statement. It's the only explanation that's actually is weird. Even though it sounds spiritual to most people, when I was a denier, I'd have been like, no, that doesn't make any sense. But it makes perfect sense that there is a spiritual force of evil, wrestling with wrestling. You know what I mean? With our spirit and stuff like that, trying to just corrupt us and you know what I mean, turn us away from God.
100%. There is a
It's
devil
so evident in
and
the
there
world
is
today.
a God.
Yeah, 100%. It's I don't know. Whenever I was more naive and petulant, I was I didn't want to believe stuff like this and everything because I was oh, there's a logical explanation and stuff like that. Everything can be explained by science or something.
Yeah.
And it's not true. You know what I mean? It's just the truth is that there is a God and there is a devil. There is this spiritual battle, and it is crazy too. But God has already won. The more I see it and stuff, the more I try to even just a little bit go off the path and stuff, I can go off a little bit. I've been off the path, so I'll be fine. It's things start going wrong. You know what I mean? Anger starts coming back a little bit. It doesn't surface so I start getting angry with people, but I feel it. I know it's there. You know what I mean? I see it and stuff.
Amazing.
But yeah, man, that's why I want to call and say I really appreciate it. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people that talk about religion and stuff like that, but I could see to them. You know what I mean? It's and that anger is people try to say righteous anger. So what people say is righteous anger is a stern father. No, I'm not going to let you do that because you'll hurt yourself. You know what I mean? But people think that they'll say Jesus was angry, and they're thinking Jesus was spiteful.
Right.
And it's no way. There's no way Jesus was spiteful and got childishly angry over things. You know what I mean?
Yep. Amazing. Did you know you have a Pennsylvania accent?
I do?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. See, people tell me that, I speak Pittsburghese. I say yins a lot.
You almost sound like Rand Paul.
Rand Paul? That's funny. He's Kentucky, isn't he?
I think so. Yeah, he is.
Well, thank you, Jesse. I mean, I appreciate that. We're going to have to get Dr. Fauci soon.
So listen, stay with it. Matthew, you haven't seen anything. Stay with the silent prayer. Watch those thoughts. You have not seen anything. You will know God. You will come to know him, not just think about him or try to think about him. You would know him. You haven't seen anything yet, man. It becomes clearer and clearer and clearer.
Right. No, I don't want to, take up too much of your time, but I see that too. When I get into thoughts and I just go to God and just talk to him, and his voice is a voiceless voice, like you say.
Yeah.
And you just have to pay attention. You know what I mean? You can't sit there and expect the answer right now and it has to be perfect. It comes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But don't even expect an answer. Don't expect
That's what I was
one.
saying. If you expect it, and you're like, oh, I need the answer now, and it has to be like, if you expect it to be a certain way or anything, it's not gonna. You're not gonna see it. You're not gonna be paying attention.
That's for sure. Amazing. How old are you?
27.
Right on, man. You're so fortunate to be waking up at such an early age.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So stay with it. I appreciate your call. When you're off again, call me again.
For sure. Thank you, Jesse.
All right, buddy. Amazing. Jared is a first-time caller out of Connecticut. Jared, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, Jesse. I was just wondering, where's the fine line between identifying with nothing and becoming successful?
Speak up a little bit and repeat that.
Sure. I was just wondering where's the fine line between identifying with nothing and becoming a success?
There is no such thing as success, and there's no such thing as being something.
Okay.
It's all an illusion. Because success is based on what?
An identity?
A false identity. So don't try to be...
So there's a true identity?
I'm sorry?
So there's a true identity?
There is. But you don't know what that is at this point. When you overcome all the false identities, the illusion like success or being poor or being this or being that, then the real true identity will appear.
Okay.
But don't work at being successful. Don't work at being successful, because with that on your mind, you're going to feel not successful, unsuccessful, right? But if you don't think either way, then life is fine. And just work and do what's in front of you to do, and don't compare yourself to anyone. If somebody say they got a lot of money, they're rich, they're miserable. Wish them well. Inwardly, they are miserable. And just wish them well. Don't try to be like them. You just be you.
And what would the best way to be me? How could I get more in touch with myself and what it means to be myself?
By overcoming all your ideas about you and all your plans about you, let it all go. Overcome thoughts, and then all that stuff will disappear, and you will be you. When you overcome thoughts, the real Jared will be, and it'll be no doubt.
So basically I should just take on all the things that come my way and not really search for a specific thing?
Absolutely. 100%. Let life happen. Just let it happen. You take it on, meaning deal with it. Don't judge it as right or wrong, good or evil. Just deal with it, and you'll be fine. 100%.
Amazing. Okay, thank you so much.
Amazing. Let it happen. Don't call it good. Don't call it bad. You get what people call a bad phone call, right? The deal didn't go through. Treat it as though you got the same call that the deal went through. Let it pass. Just deal with it. And don't call it failure. Don't call it success. Don't call it good. Don't call it evil. Just deal with it.
Okay. And do you believe in signs, if I'm feeling some type of way, and I happen to get a sign from a person or a thing that will channel like an answer to me? Is that real or is that fake?
That's fake. Everything you are, everything you need to know, every sign you want will come through you, not through someone else.
Okay.
God is with you, and he doesn't need to go and tell somebody else or give someone else a sign to give you. It will be clear to you. He's with you. He's inside of you and above. So you don't, if somebody tell you, oh, I saw a sign, you're going to be a preacher one day. You give them the finger.
But isn't giving the fingers like an FU to God?
No, it's a F you to them. And when I say give them the finger, I don't literally mean just. What I mean is don't take on what they're telling you. Let it pass.
Oh, okay. I got you.
You know what I mean?
And just do me.
Yeah, just do you.
All right, Jesse, I appreciate you so much.
You're welcome. And don't call you good or bad, sinner or saint. You're neither one of those at all. You have never done wrong in your whole life. You will never do wrong in your whole life. It's impossible for you to do wrong. It's this false identity that makes you think it's you and it's not.
Mm. You think it's a good idea for me to go to church?
If you want to, you can find a good fellowship to go to. Go there and get a good fellowship, but not to identify with.
Okay. So just to get benefit out of it, but not like attach myself to it?
Right. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. I got you.
All right.
And do you think that, do you think there's anything that I could do to end up in hell?
Yeah, you're already in hell. You're overcoming hell now. When you overcome anger, when you overcome thoughts and ideas and plans, when you overcome fear, you're overcoming hell. Anyone that has fear is already in hell. Hell on earth. But when you overcome it, you will have paradise on earth. You will have heaven on earth.
So when you die in that paradise, you'll be able to go to the kingdom of heaven?
You're already in the kingdom, absolutely.
Oh, so the kingdom starts now, it doesn't start after.
I rest my case, 100%.
Just like Jesus said. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, 100%. Overcome that anger, you're going to overcome the fear and all that stuff, emotions and everything, and you will be in paradise. You don't have to wait, you do not have to wait until your body, your spirit leave your body. It's to start right here, right now.
Okay, sounds good. By the way, I just want to tell you that I'm 18 and I'm just trying to figure things out. So I'm just trying to ask good general questions so I know where to point my life essence towards.
And you did. You ask amazing question. So do the silent prayer and just watch those thoughts and just take on life as it is happening. Don't define it. Don't put a title on it. Just take it on. All right?
All righty.
Amazing. Call me again, man. Let me know how it's going.
All righty. Thank you so much.
Everybody. 18 years old. You're so fortunate, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. He's waking up at 18. Can he get any better? He's going to avoid a lot of hell. Super chat. Super chats. A lot of hell.
Nice.
Isn't that something?
That is.
18 years old.
Over on D Live from Henry Ford Lives with a diamond. Didn't win any chesties, but here are some shekels.
Indeed.
Thank you.
That's a reference to the treasure chest, the redistribution of lemons.
Oh.
We call it the Obama chest.
Right on. Thank you. Amazing.
Also on D Live from Henry Ford Lives. Friendly. He's friendly too, I suppose. With a diamond. Shout out to my friends on D Live. They are good guys. Nice.
Nice.
Well, I might have mispronounced that a little bit.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry Ford Lives. Someone bought Hassan. Someone bought 5 coffees on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk.
Thank you. Amazing.
Hey, Jesse, I've forgiven my parents and do the silent prayer every morning and every night. I have seen amazing progress, but the other day I got stung by a bee at work and started cursing like a trucker. Like a trucker. Is that considered anger? Thanks for all you do.
Nice. Just no hate the bee. You're fine. No, that's not considered anger.
And thank you, top contributors on D Live, Mav Angel, Declassified, something or other. Let me just check. Diane D, Kid Combo 1, and Fatty Watt appreciate you guys. Nice. Sweet. Declassified 2024 is the username. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, guys. I do believe that is all for now.
Thank you all so much. The Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour. Thank you. Let me go quickly to Mike, a first-time call out of Wisconsin. Mike, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Jesse, thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
Really quick, I just got into your stuff a couple weeks ago. I forgave my parents, which felt good. I've been doing the silent prayer in the morning, afternoon, and evening. Something that kind of led me to you is just the anger that I've had. And a couple things that usually pop up are just, wanting to have sex and wanting to make more money. And so I've done those things and I'm doing the silent prayer. And I'm not able to obtain what I want to obtain, and I'm still feeling anger from that. So I'm just wondering if I need to do the silent prayer differently, or if that will eventually subside, or because I'm just concerned that there's still that anger bubbling up, and it's like, did I not forgive my parents fully enough? And I'm just confused.
Here's what I recommend. The anger that you feel, whatever these stupid things you think you want, is not you at all. So when you feel it, it's because you're thinking it, right? And just notice, watch the feeling, watch the thought, and do nothing about it. Even if it feels hopeless, even if it feels like there's nothing to hang on to, like it's over, relax in that, let it pass, you'll be fine. You want to die from that. That's the thing, the nature of the devil, the nature of the ego, which is the nature of the devil, the abnormal nature is what you're dying from. So let it happen and just go, stay in the present and do your job and do what's in front of you. You'll be fine. But don't identify with those feelings at all. They are not you.
Okay, so you're saying that they're not for me, and that's what I need to recognize, and that's what the silent prayer will help with.
Absolutely.
And then just I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's not you at all.
Okay, and then one other burning question is, how do I forgive an all-powerful God for allowing me to suffer?
He has not allowed you to suffer. You are not suffering at all. That's the devil in you pretending to be you. The real you is free. The real you have never done anything wrong. God is not punishing you. He is not judging you. And the devil judges you and makes you think that it's God. He makes you think you're suffering because he's in your flesh, in your mind and emotions, and it's not you at all. You have never suffered.
But he let that into me, and it's painful in my mind.
Well, your mother did that to you by imposing her will on you and turning you away from the Father.
But he allowed her to do that.
No, he allowed her to do it because he's not going to force you to love him. He's not a mama. But you know what, Mark, if you like, you can call me back on this tomorrow. I'm so out of time, and that way I don't have to rush with the call. But
thank you, sir.
It's not you, and it's not from God, all right?
Thank you, sir.
All right, buddy. Amazing. I am so out of time. The Hake Report is coming up next. The Hake Report from 9 to 11. Then at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. Become your own man. Do the silent prayer and watch. That's all you have to do. Just see. Tony from California. Jason from Missouri. And Rick from Virginia called back. Rick, I tried to get to you, but you didn't answer. What the? I'll be back tomorrow, Country and Western Tuesday, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. Become your own man. Become your own woman. Have a good report.
Check. I had to get on the track one time. Joel Friday here. Check. Look, stand up. We got fighting to do. We gotta show him who boss. He put a Viking in you. He put that lightning in you. Igniting the truth. But you beg and blame and lie and hate and never wanna stand for the truth. So what you planning to do? You understand in the lose. You better go talk to your mama. Better stop at the drama. Better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up, man up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if we don't, then we lose. And then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa.
You must know that so you get something went wrong.
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. Anytime you have situations happening in your life, always be still. Don't overreact. Most of the people that I know, they say, oh, I know Jesus. I love Jesus. I'm an observer. And as soon as something don't go their way, they get mad. I'm like, what the? If you overreact, folks, remember to do that. Don't overreact. And when you get mad, it's your problem. It ain't your wife's problem, your husband's problem, your neighbor, your friend, your preacher, your teacher. It's your problem. Why you think you tick? It didn't go your way or the way you think it should go. Don't have a way you think it should go. Let life just happen. Thoughts make you think that life should go the way you want it to go. And if it doesn't, if someone don't do or say or act the way you think they should act, you hate them. And then you blame them for being mad. It's the darndest thing I ever seen. But it's amazing to see it. So relax.
Thank you, Jesse Lee Peterson. Hassan.